Hey guys, it's Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. So this is video number 1 in a series of what I believe will be 2 videos. And we are going to use the fun new Rhino Ready bundle. So this is an online exclusive product. You can find this if you go to marisa.alvarez.stampinup.net and then click on the online exclusives category. And if these are available and in stock, now the online exclusive product selection will vary as Stampin' Up has inventory, and these could be available while supplies last, but I couldn't resist. I got the bundle. I have spruced up Mega Stamp-A-Stack class packets left. There's only 16 of these at the time of the recording of this video, but I couldn't resist turning the spruced up Mega Stamp-A-Stack into a Rhino Ready Stamp-A-Stack. So in this first video, we're gonna choose our designer series paper from that packet and cut it so that we can make the 15 cards that that Mega Stamp-A-Stack makes. So here's what I did. I chose the red, this is Poppy Parade with the bows, and this is a host exclusive paper from the last annual catalog. You will get this paper in your kit, or you can follow along with something that you already have, okay? But if you get this, you're gonna have plenty of paper in your kit, this and so much more. I chose 2 pieces of the Poppy Parade with the bows. I chose 2 pieces of Pacific Point with the grid, 2 pieces of the multicolored dot, 1 piece of the Granny Apple Green with the plus signs, 1 piece of the multicolor stripe. That's what you're gonna need to make these 15 cards. Now, usually we do wonder recipes. This isn't quite. We're gonna cut the pieces that we need all at once though. And so that you get the most out of your designer series paper, I wanna show you how I did this. All right, so you see we're gonna take our first piece. Let's actually start with this way. We're gonna cut, this is our only directional oriented paper in the stack that we're doing today. So we're gonna start this with our orientation, we're looking at it in its proper orientation. It's heads up, right? And we're gonna cut that at 4 inches. Then we're going to rotate that one back into the trimmer and cut 2 and 2, which will give us 3 2x4 inch pieces in a horizontal orientation. All right, so that is for one design in our stack. Now we've got 2x6 left here. We're gonna cut this to 2x4.5. And this is the piece we're gonna use in another design. And this right here is a scrap. So we're gonna put that one aside. Now this one, we're gonna put in the trimmer. Again, it's directionally oriented. We want the, what would be like heads up side to the right, all right? So this is properly oriented. Put it into your trimmer this way, and we're gonna cut at 4.5. Now we're going to rotate and cut 2 inches. And 2 inches again. And that is gonna give us the other 3 2x4.5 inch pieces that we need for one of our designs. So we're gonna put those together in the stack. All right, these are your scraps from that piece, and put those aside. Now next, we've got one of our Pacific Point with the grid pattern. We're gonna cut 1.5 inch squares. So we're gonna start 1.5 by 6 and then cut that into 4 squares. And these squares are for one of our 4 designs. Now we're gonna rotate this one, and we're gonna cut off 1 inch strips. We need 4 1x4.5 inch strips. All right, now with this piece that's left over, we want this one to be 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So let's go ahead and cut that down, 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. All right, and that one's gonna go right here with this pile. Okay, next we have a multicolor stripe. granny apple green with plus signs, and we have a multicolored dot. We're going to cut all 3 of these the same way. So the nice part about that is we can do 2 at a time with this trimmer. So we're going to cut 1 1/2 and make squares again. And these squares are for one of our designs. So let's go ahead and pile these up in the same squares. All right, now we've got 4 squares of 3 designs. Let's bring this guy back in. We're gonna cut this one to 4 inches. So we're gonna cut it down so that our piece is 4 by 6. And now we're gonna make 4 1 by 4 strips. All right, there's our 1 by 4 strips. Let's go ahead and stack those up. And then back to our, these are scraps. Let's go back to our polka dot pattern, and we're gonna do the same thing with the polka dots. One 1/2 inch squares. Those squares, now we've got 4 different patterns of 4 each 1 1/2 inch squares. Let's make this one 4 inches and get 1 inch strips. All right, now we've got 4 1 inch strips. And that's our scrap. All right, so these dots are going to go over here with these ribbons. All right, now, all right, so we've got our cubes again. Let's cut 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. That's 3 3/4 and 1 3/4. That's for this piece here. All right, so here's our last piece. We want 4 1/2 by 1 1/2 times 4. So 4 1/2. And let's cut this into 4 1 1/2 inch pieces. All right, there's our 4 1 1/2 inch pieces. All right, now we've got the piece for our last card. I will see you in the next video where we'll assemble these cards. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in video number 2.